Riley County's ambulances may no longer be serving Pottawattamie County in the very near future.
Student tuition may be a little less for K-Staters. More later in the show.
And find out what the Kansas City Chiefs were doing in Fort Riley this past weekend, coming up on Channel 8 News.
We need your umbrella, or will we enjoy the rest of this sunshine for the rest of the week? I'll talk about that and have your full weather forecast later on the show.
This is KKSU-LD, covering Manhattan, Riley County, and the Flint Hills, broadcasting in high definition from Kansas State University. You're watching Channel 8 News.
Welcome to Channel 8 News. I'm Brett Huntington.
And I'm Colby Miller. Changes to Pottawattamie County's ambulance system are just around the corner. After Via Christi raised fees for administrative services, Riley County started billing Pottawattamie County in November for their use of ambulances. No payments from Pottawattamie County have been made as of now. Ambulance services to Pottawattamie County will be terminated June 1st if payments are still not made. Pottawattamie County Commissioner Dee McKee hopes to find a solution, while Riley County EMS Director David Adams believes that the billing is fair and that Pottawattamie should be held accountable.
The conversation between the two counties started last spring, and that billing was, to us, unexpected. And we came back with some questions about what was really the benefits that they received in terms of billing and what were the issues that they were putting on the table. And we did make an offer about paying a certain amount based on what we estimated the costs of operation were, and they didn't receive it probably till yesterday. At any rate, I think it's still in negotiation. We are probably going to be trying to come to a resolve.
I feel the bills that we are giving Pottawattamie County are fair. What we are giving them are what it costs the Riley County taxpayers to cover that ambulance service. There is no extra money put in there. We're not making a profit. We're not doing anything above and beyond that.
A bill was passed by the Kansas Senate last week that may give Kansas State money that they lost after recent education budget cuts. The restoration includes nearly $24 million in budget cuts that occurred to higher education last year. The bill was passed after leaders from Kansas State University, Kansas University, and Wichita State University wrote a letter to Kansas's leaders asking for their support in passing this restoration bill. The bill will provide much-needed funds to Kansas State and may be instrumental in helping keep tuition lower in the upcoming years.
State's starting to invest more in the universities, which is really a good thing over time because it helps us control tuition. In fact, this week we will be submitting in the next few days our tuition recommendations for next year, and we're very closely watching what happens with the budget, because if the state is able to restore more of our budget, then we're going to do a much better job of keeping tuition down.
Monday, the KU Student Legislative Awareness Board held a forum for this year's candidates for governor. But Jeff Caldwell II was left out of the forum. Caldwell, the Libertarian candidate, had this response on his Facebook, how he came to being left out of the forum.
When KU was putting this together, I could have stopped at multiple counties on my way there and back and met the requirements.
The KU SLAB required forum members to have raised an outside $20,000 or visited 40 different counties in the state. KU SLAB responded to this situation with a press release on April 30th saying, quote, "The criteria that was established was intended to have an effective forum since it would not be feasible to have all the candidates in the field at this event. This criteria is not unreasonable, especially if you are seeking statewide office. SLAB firmly believes that all voices should be heard. We were glad that Mr. Caldwell made an effort to visit the beautiful University of Kansas," end quote.
With summer quickly approaching, many people who have rented residences in Manhattan for the school year will be vacating them soon. However, for some renters, the leaving process is not going as planned. Channel 8 reporter Emma Carter has more.
For students like Timmy Roberts, the end of the semester means going back home and trying to find a summer job. But what summer also means is an end to a lease. Roberts had been renting his current residence since the beginning of the school year, and while he made it a point to read the lease, there has been many bumps along the way.
Towards the beginning of the year, our basement power wasn't on, but because they were doing construction in this house this past summer, they had to turn off the power, and it was off for over 6 months. And they had to get an inspector in to say that it was deemed safe.
One thing that might be new to potential new renters is something called a security deposit. It's normally first month's rent, and this just ensures your spot in line to keep your lease.
The security deposit is often the place renters find the most disconnect between their landlords and themselves. A security deposit should be returned if no substantial damage is done to the house, but some students believe it is unlikely that they will ever see that money again. Many homes in the Manhattan area are not just simple agreements between landlords and tenants, but are actually contractual obligations between an agency.
But learning to deal with the fact that this companies have so many other houses and you're not necessarily like their #1 priority all the time.
For many, it will be their first time even renting a property, and while many agencies may seem sympathetic to that, it is ultimately up to the renter to make sure that they are aware exactly what they are agreeing to. In Manhattan, I'm Emma Carter, Channel 8 News.
If you're a student planning on renting for next semester but are unaware of what the best option is for you, Kansas State offers off-campus housing advising at 785-532-6432. Local listings can also be found on the K-State Collegian or Manhattan Mercury websites.
A historical landmark in the Manhattan City Park is preparing for a major renovation, all funded through private donations. Dylan Lears has the story.
People continually come in and ask, why is there a statue of Paul Bunyan in City Park, and who is Johnny Caw?
Johnny Caw, a fictional character invented by K-State professor George Fillinger, gave Manhattan a local legend when it was built in the 1950s. A large renovation is in the works for the often overlooked statue, a renovation that has been long overdue according to Wynn Butler.
And of course, Johnny Caw's been here for 52 years, and we haven't really done any improvements on him. And so the idea is to create a photo op location and a plaza where people can come and see Johnny Caw, but more important, we want to add signage and the story of Johnny Caw, which is not visible today.
Even though the statue sits here in City Park, all the future renovations are funded completely by private donations.
The original statue was built for about $7,000 and no taxpayer dollars. And the interesting thing I liked about the original Johnny Caw book, it had a quote in it that I thought is very fitting, and they said, "We're building a statue of Johnny Caw in City Park. With taxpayer money, certainly not."
The history of Johnny Caw follows a trend of similar monuments built in the 50s and 60s.
And back in the 50s and early 60s, there was a kind of phenomenon here to America where they had these roadside colossuses, which were giant statues basically on the side of the highway that were enticing travelers to pull off and get a bite to eat here, get your gas station, get your fuel for the car over there. And he felt that Manhattan, Kansas deserved one of these as well.
A birthday celebration will be held next Thursday, May 10th, to honor the Johnny Caw statue. In Manhattan, Dylan Lears, Channel 8 News.
The fundraising process continues as they approach their goal. You can find out more on the Friends of Johnny Caw Facebook page. Coming up, Colbert Hills is celebrating its 18th anniversary.
And graduation season for K-State seniors is here. What does the future hold? These stories and more on Channel 8 News right after this.
I know a spot that I love full well.
'Tis not in forest, nor yet in dell. Ever it holds me with magic spell.
I think of thee, alma mater.
Carry thy banner high. Long, long, may thy colors fly.
Loyal to thee, thy children will swell the cry. Hail, 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 alma mater.
Research. It's applying the bigger picture toward the greater good. Defending the world from adversaries, both seen and unseen. Interpreting realities to unlock solutions. It's our land-grant mission to serve our world utilizing sharp minds, from first-year students to world-renowned experts. What makes research so strong at Kansas State University? Vision, progress, you.
Welcome Welcome back to Channel 8 News. Carrie Keller, the KSU Career Center Executive Director, now joins Colby to talk about how students can take advantage of the Career Center. Colby?
Welcome. I'm here in the studio with Carrie Keller, the Executive Director at the Career Center. Now, Carrie, what specific services does the Career Center offer students?
Well, we have a wide variety of services that range from students being able to come in and meet with a career advisor to talk about their resume, writing a cover letter, how to prepare for interviews, all the way to some of the recruiting events that we've had this year that have ranged from the All-University Career Fair in the fall semester, a 3-day event, to some new career meetups that we've had this spring that have had a really good student response.
That's all very exciting. When it comes to these types of events that get planned every year, what type of planning has to go into those to make those really happen?
Well, I would say it's planning right now that actually we are just finishing up this year and we are getting ready to plan for the next year. So it's very extensive. We do a lot of our marketing preparation over the summer, and we're then ready to roll out with Week of Welcome in the fall.
That's so exciting. For students, what exactly is the importance of the Career Center?
Well, I think, the Career Center is one place where students can get guidance, support, encouragement for whatever kind of career aspirations they have. I think the thing of it is that really K-State is a community that really supports students in their career futures. That's why faculty, staff, I mean, it's even fun for me to be here today to see you all as future news professionals being part of, taking part in preparation for your future.
That's fantastic. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have. Many K-State graduates are planning to move on to the workforce in the next week, but others intend to stay in school a little while longer. Margot Coltrane has more.
Graduation is just around the corner for many K-State students. Some, however, may not be going too far. Chloe Nelson graduated this last December, but is about to start her graduate program in communication studies this coming fall at K-State, where she will continue her research in nonprofits for the next 2 years.
I came for the people and I stayed for the people, so I knew I would get a similar experience at different graduate schools with similar funding, but it didn't come down to the funding, it came down to the people.
Over 55% of master's students at K-State also attended the university for their undergrad programs. The most popular graduate programs include personal financial planning, academic advising, and food science. The graduate school office at K-State offers a variety of services for its students, such as interview and salary prep, research presentation practice, as well as transitional help from undergrad to graduate studies.
The reason I believe that they should come here is our strong academic programs, the support services that are available, the quality of our mentoring, and the success our graduate students have once they complete their graduate degrees.
Attending graduate school is no small task, but the continued education can be worth the advancement in one's career.
So definitely not somebody's like plan C. This should be your #1 choice, because you're going to dedicate probably a pretty good chunk of your life to either furthering your research or furthering just your knowledge in whatever you want to study. And so you definitely have to want it.
The graduate school graduation will be taking place Friday, May 11th at Bramlage Coliseum. In Manhattan, I'm Margot Coltrane, Channel 8 News.
To learn more about the services and opportunities the graduate school office has to offer, visit k-state.edu/grad. Graduation is not here just yet. Finals week must come first. If you are in need of help to study, there are several tutoring locations on campus. Tutoring will be available in Derby rooms 133B and 134, along with the Kramer Rocky Ford classroom. Today, tutoring will be from 2:30 to 4:30 p.m. in Derby 133B and from 5:30 to 9:30 p.m. in the Kramer Rocky Ford classroom. Both locations will be closed on Saturday. Tutoring will be open in Derby on Sunday and Monday as follows. During finals week, tutoring will be available on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with times as shown. For more information, you can visit www.lib-state.edu/finals-week. If you don't necessarily need tutoring, but you still want a quiet place to study, Hale Library will be open 24 hours until Friday, May 11th at 8 p.m. On the 3rd floor, you can find an individual study setup. Conversations are not allowed and cell phones must be on vibrate. For more information, you can visit the Kansas State University website at the link below. That is all the information I have for you on Finals Week. Back to you, Brett.
Thanks, Colby. Tiffany, how's the weather shaping up?
Well, so far, May has definitely started off with a bang. I'll have more on that in your full weather forecast after the break.
I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
We're working on Project 3 this week. It's a group project.
For your comfort and safety, light baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
Culprit Hills Golf Course celebrated their 18th anniversary in Manhattan on Tuesday by hosting the founders at their clubhouse for a party. Channel 8 reporter Adam Cook has the scoop.
On the west side of the city, Culprit Hills Golf Course has been serving the golf community in Manhattan for the last 18 years. Matt Gorley, Culprit Hills Director of Golf Course Operations, has been working at Culprit Hills since they opened. He says that the golf course has done a lot of good for Manhattan.
I came here in August of '99, and so I was here during the construction and growing of Culprit Hills Golf Course. And I remember the opening day, May 1 of 2000. We brought in PGA professionals from all over the country as well as LPGA professionals, and they came out to help us celebrate the opening of Culprit Hills Golf Course, which is the home of K-State Golf. And so it's really matured and expanded the western presence of Manhattan. I mean, there's a lot more houses and development coming on at Culprit Hills Golf Course than there was back in 2000.
We invited an awful lot of people to come up here, you know, and enjoy our birthday with us and everything. We've got a lot of founders in the clubhouse tonight, people that really made this thing happen 18 years ago. Without the founders, we probably wouldn't be here. So they were generous donors that allowed us to build the golf course, and then later on we were able to raise enough money to build the clubhouse, which opened in 2010.
If Culprit Hills remains Kansas State's golf course, you can expect to see them around for at least another 18 years. From Manhattan, I'm Adam Cook, Channel 8 News.
The weather is getting nicer, and golf courses like Culprit Hills around Manhattan will be looking forward to having more people come out and hit the links. Let's go ahead and take a look at the weather, see if the severe weather we've had over the past couple of days is kind of clearing up, or if there's more in store over the weekend.
Well, I certainly hope not, but let's give it on over to Channel 8 Weather with Tiffany Horn. Tiffany?
Thanks, Brett and Colby. As you can see on our national Doppler radar, like I said before, May has started off with a bang. But it seems like those storms are gradually moving up to Chicago, going more near Illinois and going through Missouri. But we do need to watch out for the south region because we could potentially have some storms later on in the week. Now on to just more local news in Kansas. We're going to be 65 degrees over here in Wiley County. More towards Wyandotte County is going to be about 66 degrees. When we move more west of Kansas, more northwest of Kansas, it's going to be 50, a little bit cooler down, a little bit warmer down in southeast Kansas with 66 degrees. And now we're going to move on to our 24-day forecast where for sunrise it's going to be about 64 degrees, partly cloudy to start off with, pretty good morning. And then for sunset, around 8:30 p.m. it's going to be about 53 degrees with winds about 15 to 20 miles an hour and humidity at 60%. So that 84 degrees is definitely going to feel a little bit more hotter. And now we're on to our 5-day weather forecast, where on Friday it's going to be about 78 degrees. Saturday is going to be 81, so it looks like our weekend, we're actually going to be able to get away from the rain for a few more days, but with a low of 50 and 55. So now we're moving on to Sunday and Monday. We might see some scattered showers because it's going to be a little partly cloudy with a high of 77, a low of 53, and on Monday I have 78 and a high of 54, and on Tuesday high 81. Now back to your desk. I guess that's all we have for weather today. Back to you at the desk.
K-State baseball, the Kansas City Chiefs draft results in a special draft event held at Fort Riley for the Kansas City Chiefs and Soldiers coming up next on Channel 8 Sports.
Schultz one. High and deep to left. Goodbye.
Shot to right. K-State's going to try and score two. Another play at the play, but this time Brennan slides past the tag. And Brad Hill is the all-time winningest coach in K-State history.
The best-kept secret in Manhattan is not a secret anymore. I'm Wyatt Thompson, the voice of the Wildcats, and welcome to JP's Sports Grill. With daily chef-inspired specials, a full bar, and a diverse menu that has something for everyone, this place is guaranteed to impress. JP Sports Grill, your new favorite spot.
We are a family that does not tolerate discrimination of any kind.
A family that believes diversity, inclusion, and sportsmanship are expectations.
A family that is supportive and seeks to promote a positive environment.
A family that treats all people with respect and dignity.
No matter their color, creed, gender, ethnicity, or sexual orientation.
We are
an empowered family
who empowers family.
Welcome to K-State.
This is who we are.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. I know we've all been super busy, but Brett, did you get a chance to check out last week's NFL Draft?
Sadly, no, I did not. But we had a few reporters that were able to go across to Fort Riley to get a neat look at Draft Day in Chiefs Kingdom. Jared?
Thanks, Coley. What a fantastic weekend of K-State sports. NFL Draft was last week, which meant Kansas City Chiefs were in action. Chiefs great Priest Holmes walked out onto the stage in Dallas, Texas, and called the name of their first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, Breeland Speaks, linebacker from Ole Miss. The Chiefs then drafted 5 more defensive players to add to the roster after most of their defense was let go in the offseason. The Chiefs organization also visited Fort Riley on Saturday for an exclusive draft event. The occasion was open to active duty soldiers and their family members, as well as Chiefs players, cheerleaders, Casey Wolf, and more. Channel 8 News reporter DJ Render had a chance to check out the draft event.
The NFL Draft is up and rolling here in Fort Riley, Kansas. The Kansas City Chiefs football organization and the soldiers of Fort Riley teamed up to throw a draft day party for the ages. Fans from all over the state of Kansas made their way to Fort Riley to partake in this event. There was food to eat, games to play for the kids, and music for everyone to enjoy. However, with all the food and games to enjoy, that wasn't the topic of discussion. The fans wanted to see who the Chiefs were going to draft, and there was one lucky soldier that was fortunate enough to announce the draft picks, Dallas May.
I just kind of told him I'm a humongous Chiefs fan, probably the biggest one in this whole building, I'm not going to lie. And I just got lucky. It was all luck of the draw.
As you can see here at the Kansas City Chiefs draft day party, it was more than just a family fun event for all these families to have a great time, but it also meant something deeper to the players and the soldiers here in attendance.
I feel like this one is kind of like an appreciation thing, just giving back to the people that serve our country and, put their lives on the line. So I think it's a good, a good event for me to come back and give back.
Like, I don't know, it's kind of emotional. Like, I was so pumped up there, and it's awesome. It's just, he did it. I'm like happy with tears. I'm just pumped. It made my whole life. Like kids, wife, Chiefs.
The Kansas City Chiefs and the soldiers of Fort Riley came together to have a great event for the 2018 NFL Draft. At Fort Riley, I am DJ Render, Channel 8 News.
Sure looks like DJ had an intriguing time at Fort Riley this past weekend with all the families, soldiers, and the players. In other sports news, the K-State baseball team was in action over the weekend. A 3-run home run by Baylor shortstop Nick Lofton in the 6th inning on Sunday opened a 4-run lead for the Bears and lifted them to an 8-5 victory in a 3-game series sweep of K-State. Baylor held a 1-run lead 5-4 when Nick Lofton blasted his 3-run home run off Wildcats reliever Alex Belch, as you see here. The Bears have now won 10 straight games overall and pick up their first sweep in Manhattan since 2012. Wildcats starting pitcher Will Brennan went 5 innings and allowed 3 earned runs with a career-high 4 strikeouts. Brennan, who also hit leadoff, led off the first inning with a walk and later came around to score on a sacrifice fly lifted by Drew Mount. K-State stranded 12 runners on base and were 0 for 8 in runners in scoring position. Head coach Brad Hill was very frustrated with how many runners were left on base.
You got to keep doing things right, and that's the big thing for our guys is practice time and pre-games and things. We have to continue to do things right. You can't let the negativity of losing and those sort of things, all of a sudden get sloppy or guys start not to care, because that's going to be on Coach Hill to see those type of things and make sure we take care of that.
K-State's last baseball game was canceled yesterday due to inclement weather, but the Wildcats will be back in Manhattan on May 11th to face off against their in-state rivals, the Kansas Jayhawks. That's all we have for Channel 8 Sports this week. Brenton Colby, back to you.
Well, the weekend is almost upon us. Do you have any big plans, Brett?
Well, not a whole lot of plans, but hopefully I'll be enjoying some nice weather.
Well, stick around, because right after this break, we will have just that for you. Thank you.
I was so pleased with what I saw on the discussion boards last night. Who started the module?
K-State Global Campus offers flexible online learning, the same name brand education, quality programs, and recognized award-winning professors with the flexibility to fit your life.
Here you are, sir. Can I get you anything else?
For your comfort and safety, lighter baggage must be stored in the overhead.
K-State Global Campus, always on, always there.
When I hear the phrase giving back,
it means opportunity for me to do something for others.
Volunteering exposes you to different ways of life and different people around the world.
They teach you just as much as you teach them.
It allows you to understand the social issues that we face. The only people who can resolve those social issues is us, and that's starting with our community.
I think for me it means just really embodying what it means to be a part of that K-State family.
K-State athletics team with Courts for Kids, and we went to Costa Rica, a town called Liana Veja.
We went to Dallas to volunteer at Aid Services of Dallas.
I believe everybody should have education, and that's why I volunteer at a high school.
It's a family atmosphere, and we're here to take care of each other, and I think that K-State Proud and other things that students do really embody that family atmosphere that we've been taught since we got here.
What motivates Wildcats to give back?
Empathy. Kindness.
You.
Last Thursday, friends and family of Steve Logback gathered outside Dole Hall to honor his legacy at Kansas State. Steve served as the Associate Vice President of Communications and Marketing at Kansas State for several years before passing away during the start of the school year. To honor his memory, friends and family gathered outside Dole Hall, where several speakers spoke about Steve and the fond memories they had with him. A memorial plaque was placed outside Dole Hall, and a fat Albert spruce was planted next to it to honor him. The spruce tree has more significance than what meets the eye. Tornado season is here, and Tiffany is here with us to give some advice when it comes to staying safe in these events.
That's right. I got some safety tips to keep you and your family safe for when severe weather strikes. So if you don't already have a disaster plan, you and your family definitely need to get one. And in the case that any tornadic activity happens, you definitely need to go to the lowest part of a building or go to a sturdy shelter. Listen to commercial radio or cable TV for severe weather updates. Identify a safe place to take shelter, preferably a sturdy building, as I stated before. Make an emergency bag that contains medical needs, food, water, and a first aid kit.
Well, hopefully this storm season doesn't hit us too hard, but it's always nice to be prepared.
That's all the time we have in our show for today. We want to thank you for joining us for our last show of the day. I'm Colby Miller.
And I'm Brett Huntington. We'll see you next fall.
This is Channel 8 News.